And we're live. Welcome back, guys. Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. So super spump. Are you experiencing the same face melting gains that we are experiencing? Well, if you're not, you got to ask yourself, what the hell are you doing? Who are you following? Um, why aren't you making gains? Because you should be making gains. The last few calls that I've given you in last week have ripped. We have been really, really spot on with most of our calls. And um, you know what? All I ask is give me 7 days. Come back to this channel, 7 days. If you don't make gains from our calls, you can even drop me a comment, say, hey, Stef Trades, your calls are shit, and move on. But I promise you, it will not happen. Most of our calls are spot on, and if you did, if you do come back for 7 days, and I managed to give you some good calls, you make some good profit. Just give me a like, guy. Help me battle the YouTube algorithm. Help me lift my channel off the ground. Basically, help me help you. Scratch my back, I scratch your back. So let's quickly jump into the trades that we are in. Let's quickly jump into the trades we're looking at, what tokens are hot, what narratives are hot. And this weekend, well, actually the last 4 days, I would say, 3 or 4 days, AI have been ripping. We've made some awesome gains on AI tech, and we'll quickly run through it. We'll show you where we showed you to, where I told you I'm getting in, and guys, it's right here. I'm telling you, it's right here. So let's quickly jump in and see what we're looking at, what's cooking. Let's get at. So notice protocol. This is pulling back quite sharply. So if this pulls back up, I might consider taking some profits, looking what it's busy doing now. We might be forming some type of a bigger correction, and at that point we might evaluate to get in again. So I'm watching this. We are still up huge. I mean, we got such a brilliant entry, and we currently up 53% on this. At one stage we were probably like over 80%. Yeah, we were. So let's watch. Notice. Let's see what it does. But at this point, if it comes back up, I might consider taking some profit. And Myro has also in this bull pendant at the moment, and what I think will happen, what the charts are conveying is they'll probably come back down. This moving averages will come back up, this will come slightly down, they'll converge. Your relative strength index will come back down, and then we'll probably boom and pump to this 200. At that stage, we will see if we reject or if we break through and continue this rally. But I'm liking this one. I think this run is already up like 80% or so. Let's have a look. So this one we currently up 84%, which is not bad. At one time we were like over 100%. H bar, baby, this thing is melting faces. Also, we got such a beautiful entry here as well. And this one currently up 43%. This one was such a sleeping giant. If you look at the, well, not really. I mean, this one it pumped up 100%, and so yeah. I mean, since the beginning of the year, it was like a sleeping giant, but it was in this big daily correction and just boomed out. And this one's been doing good. Profit targets, still got some ways to go. Let's just mark these profit targets for you guys, so that you can see where to we trade in these. So this one I'm looking to trade it to 0.11 basically and take some profit off there, which is not far to go. I mean, only got another 8% to go, and they'll probably take some profit off the table there. Maria, I think this one is, oh man. So this one we actually took some profit, but no, I'm never sad to take profit, even if I did leave some money on the table. So don't beat yourself up, man. That happens. I took some 45% profit here, and this thing just dipped down and ripped back up. But I mean, this could still make a bigger correction over here. So it could still do something like this. So let's watch this one, and we might get back in. Let's see what's possibility. Oh yeah, this one has still got major upside, major. If you take this measured move over here, this thing is only getting started. So we might track this one, keep this on the watch list, and we'll follow along as it goes. So let's just move this down. We're not in Beria anymore. Mint layer. This one we're also starting to form some type of a correction over here. So this one we could, two possibilities. We could do something like this, or possibility number two is we could be doing something like this and then coming back down. So let's keep those two scenarios up and see which one plays out. But this one, you know, I have moved this to break even. So if this comes back down, take me out for break even, no big deal. I mean, this is one of my long-term backs, and you know, a very good thing I heard about someone talking today, and I almost made the same mistake. So I don't want you guys to also make the same mistake, you know. So that's why I'm gonna just tell you about it. When you choose which coins and tokens you are keeping in your long term, don't fiddle too much with it. The biggest mistake you can make is messing with your long term portfolio on a continuous basis. That's the biggest mistake you made. You've done your research in the beginning, you're happy, stick with it. I almost made the same mistake, and I'm really glad that I didn't. I was very close. So I'm talking about one of my big bags in my long-term portfolio is AGIX, and I'm playing the AI narrative. So AGIX wasn't doing much for a very long time, and I got this close, baby, this close to swapping that puppy out for something else. Luckily, I kept to my guns. I was very happy with my research I did before I got onto it when I was building my long-term bag, and I just decided, you know what, no, I'm not going to swap it out. I'm going to stick with it, and baby, am I glad I did. Because if you look at what AGIX have done the last few days or few weeks, let's quickly have a look at what it did. So look at this bad boy, and I mean, I got in. I don't show you all my coins in my long term, but just see where. I think it's on Binance that I've got my long term on. I'll show you where I got into this bad boy. Yeah, so so once again, I got in here back in August, and you know, this thing was really was doing like from August to October, it wasn't doing much. There we got a small pump, and from here December to February it wasn't doing much. But boy, am I glad I stuck to my guns. I held it, because currently it's up 225. Well, dipped down a bit, but I mean, this thing is not done by a long shot. So currently in my long term, this thing is up 205%. So don't mess with your long term if you've chosen your long term. The one thing I want to tell you. So AGX doing quite well. Okay, where were we? AR, but AI, we gave this one. We gave this call last week. We got in right there, and this thing banned, and it banned quickly today. I mean, I took my profits out there. I got out for 55% gains, and it was basically I traded it to the measured move, and look how fantastic the measured moves work. It just works, you know. That's why I don't even worry about trading the Fibonacci extensions, because the measured moves just work so well. I use it all the time, and it just proves me correct all the time. Measured moves. And so here's what I did. I traded this puppy today. When it got here, I took off 70% of my profits. I took 70% off the table. Then I went to a slower time frame and I saw this thing pumped. And when it came back down, I took my other 30% because I knew it was game over, man. This thing is going to pull back hard. So that's one thing that you could do if you don't want to close the position completely. Because sometimes what happens is you do close it at your measured move, but then you watch it go another freaking 50 to 100%. 200%. That's happened lots of time. So that's one thing I do time and time again is at the measured move, I take off 70%, I leave 30% on the table and see how that 30% does. There's just another a tool in my bag of trading tricks that I do. Tia, we're still in this one. This one's battling a little bit. We are battling, it seems like we're battling the 200 1 hour. This one we're still above the 200 400, so not too worried about it, but let's just see what this one does. There is some hidden bullish divergence in this one, so I'm not too shaken out. I do take the loss. It won't be a big loss. I mean, it's like 4%. That's nothing. Lithium is another one that's banning. We got in here, and I told you guys that I'm looking to get in here last week, and man, this thing has just been banning. Look at it go. I mean, we are live right now, and this thing is pumping like a mofo. It's so beautiful to see, man. And the bigger target is, let's zoom out a bit, and yeah, so my bigger target is 95%. The way this thing is going for its badge, it might just get there very soon. So I'm showing you that my calls ban. Look how fast that thing jumps down. This thing, wow, it's got wild spikes, man. When it gets going, it gets going. I'm pretty happy with this one. This one is basically a zero loser. So I'll follow this, and I'll follow it closely to the 21 MA. If we dip below the 21 MA, I might just take some profit off the table. So let's track that one, see how it's doing. And then CETAs, we took like a pretty aggressive entry right there. Let's see what the lower time frames are doing. I really like where it was when we took the trade down here. I mean, that's a perfect trade. Look what happened in the past when you took like these low entries. Whew, got some pretty good moves to the upside. And even you can. Yes, one thing, trading works like this. The market moves like this, and you guys can also go and practice this for yourself. I'll give you some very gold nuggets here. So, what normally happens is the market will make an impulse, whatever market it is. stocks, forex, crypto, whatever. We'll make an impulse move. Then we'll make a correction move. And then we'll make the next impulse move. That's majority of the time how market moves. But this correction has got like a few variations what it can do. And what a lot of people battle is they battle to identify what type of correction it's forming and where to get in. So I've come up with a genius way to help newbies trade these corrections. So all you do is if you can count to 3, you can trade. So what I mean by that is, so here's your correction. Here's your bottom part. So normally you'll get 1, 2, 3 touches here at your lower trend line of the correction. Let's call it a pattern line. So what did we do here? I've got 1, 2, 3. Took an aggressive entry there. And a lot of the times these work out very, very well. And you get yourself like super, super awesome entries. But always remember that, especially if you're new, guys. Go do the back testing. You'll see it. I can show you countless scenarios, and let's go here. I'll show you it on all time frames. So what happened is, you got an impulse, you got a correction, there's your next impulse. Simple. So let's go back to there, H bar, that's a good one to do. On your daily, what happened? You got an impulse, and your impulse, these moves are normally explosive. You can identify these impulses very easy. There was your correction, there's your next impulse, here's your next correction, there's your next impulse. That's how the markets move. Nothing complicated about it. Let's look at the weekly. You're going to say that, see the same thing on the weekly. So get to the point where you got your first impulse move. There you got it. Here was this is now on the weekly time frame. There's your impulse, explosive to the upside. There's your correction. There's your next impulse. There's your correction. There's your next impulse. Simple, guys. Not rocket science. So you can go and practice that on a lot of markets, and you'll see that's how it moves. So let's get back to where we stopped. And where that was CETAs, XAI we also banned on here, and we got back in. So I took my profit here when we dipped below here. I saw some very strong bearish divergence. I took my profit. We closed below the 21. I said I'm not going to risk my profit. I took it, and then I saw this correction over here. And once again, I could have taken an aggressive entry. I could have, here's your first touch, second touch, third touch. Could have gotten in here on a smaller time frame. Sure, there was like a setup there on a 15 or a 5 minute, and bam, look at it. And up now, currently, we up again, 24%. Beautiful. Another one we were looking at was Shido. Shido been getting some traction again, and I've traded this in the past. In the past, I got in there. I banned this one for 90%, and then at this stage, it's in a very, very drawn out correction. We did get some very tight convergence here of the moving averages. We closed above 200, and at that point I thought, like, man, we're gonna ban to the top side, but that doesn't always play out that way. So what happened is, I actually didn't even caught that move. This slip buy me and maybe a good thing, but I would have gotten out for break even. So at this stage we close below the 200 again, but this is coming down. The relative strength index is coming down. I'm liking the way it looks. We've got some hidden bullish divergence. If you look at that, that tells me we've got some hidden bullish divergence, and that this move to the upside is pretty high probability. So let's see what it does. And there's 1, 2, 3. This move down, I might try and get like an aggressive entry down here on a smaller time frame. So keep this on your watch list. This one might start moving if we're lucky this week. If not, we'll probably in sometime next week this one might move. And also another thing that I've learned is you putting up alerts. You can put these horizontal alerts, so to indicate you know a time in the future to look at it again. So you can do vertical and horizontal alerts. I don't know if a lot of you guys know that. So a lot of times I would do like a vertical alert just to alert me, hey, look at this puppy again. When it's when time has passed a bit, and then we can maybe get a very good setup. Zeta, I'm not too much in a hurry. We took some profit here, but if you look at your higher time frames, this one, just move that to the side. Look at your daily RSIs. I think this one is due for quite a big correction. And if we pull our fib, let's just pull our fib here, then we might pull back. But this one is hot, you know. It might not even come back down to the golden pocket. So this one might do something like this, or it can just maybe go to the, or it can do something like this. So one of the two scenarios will play out. We'll do something like this, and then we'll trade it. Or if we're really lucky, and I'm hoping that's the case, this will come back down to the golden pocket, and we can bend this one to the upside. So keep this one on the watch list, but I think we can look at it probably next month sometime. So might even in April, this thing might drag even out to April sometime. So I'll stick it on a watch list somewhere. I've got a few watch lists, and that's one thing, guys. You gotta keep a few watch lists. You know, your long-term watches, your watch list, what you're focusing on this week. If you organized, this market will reward you. Just remember that, guys. If you fail to plan, you're gonna fail. Sorry, what's that saying? Yeah, if you fail to plan, you're gonna fail. But if you plan well, just like anything in life, you will be rewarded. So always keep that. You have to be very organized. Even that's another thing, guys. I see this countless times. Some guy comes to me, they ask me, I'm really battling with my trading, I'm battling with my investments, can you look at it, can you help me? Now I say, okay, well, number one, I'm not a financial advisor, but I can look at it and maybe give you pointers what I would do to rectify the situation. And they come back to me, they say, okay, but I don't have a trading journal. I'm like, what? What? You don't have a trading journal? So how do you expect to see where your mistakes are if you're not keeping accurate record of your trades, of your gains, of your monthly gains, of your where? How are you going to know where you're going wrong? A trading journal is so important, super important. People overlook it. Yeah, back in the days when I was really battling, by just starting a trading journal, number one, and I could spot immediately where I was going wrong, and I rectified it in the instant, and boom, I turned it around. I turned it around very quickly. So keep a trading journal, guys. You'd be surprised what you can pick up by just reviewing your trading journals every month, seeing where you're making mistakes, where you're battling. And back in the day, one of my big problems was leverage, trading leverage. I got wrecked in leverage, back in the day when I started trading crypto. So that's why I hate it when people push leverage, because you are trading the most volatile market in the world. Why would you grow and throw leverage on top of it? Yes, you can. I mean, at one point, what you can do is make profit, take that profit, go trade leverage. You earned your right to go and trade leverage. But if you didn't earn your right to go and trade leverage, you shouldn't be trading leverage. If you get liquidated on your leverage account, then you have to come back to your spot, make a profit, and go back to your leverage. That's one safe way of trading leverage. And 95% of the money I've made to this far in my crypto journey is spot. Swing altcoin trades and spot, baby. You don't need leverage to go to trade and make money. Yes, leverage can be fun, but it's a dangerous game if you don't know what you're doing, guys. So always watch out to get yourself wrecked with leverage. So, okay, that's my rant for the day. Ash report, yeah, we took a small loss here, and we go back. We can take that off the table, and let's see what what the longer term is doing. Can delete that, and we're still in this bigger triangle pattern over here. So I wouldn't really take a aggressive entry right here. Number one, we're below the 200, and we might even, what could happen is that this drop down right down to this level over here, or even beyond that, form something like this. So be careful of this. Don't jump in, don't take an aggressive entry right now. There's times I would take an aggressive entry, but this is not one of them. So orange pool, we out of this one. We got in there, we're out for break even. No big deal. So let's take this one off. We're below the 200. Also one thing to keep in mind. And I think orange pool still got some big gains to make. And we'll definitely track this. This thing is dropping down super low. It might only drop today, but let's see. Might drop today, come back up here. We might have to adjust this today and see what it does. But when we get back down here, when we eventually cross the 200, then I'll start to become really interested in this again. Right now we, the moving averages got very tight, and we're dropping down, and this tells me that we might come back down some more. So at this stage, just keep this on the watch list. Mavia, this thing is coming back down, and got some very various divergence over here, which tells me, yeah, can make some type of a big correction over here. So for now, just watch this one, not too hastily to get into it right now. GTA, this one broke out quite nicely, and we had some tight moving averages. I'm actually disappointed I didn't catch this sooner. Right now the RSI are quite high. I would maybe, if we're lucky, get like a flag outside this bigger triangle, and then we can maybe trade this to the upside. So keep your eyes on GTAI. Let's see what our baby Bitcoin is doing. So Bitcoin currently in this type of a correction, and let's see. But I think if you look at the weekly, it's very, very, very bullish, and I think it looks like that we might do another green candle to make 3 white soldiers this week. So let's see what we do for the last week of February. Oh well, I think we're not quite done with February yet, but let's see if we can do another green candle this week. At this stage it looks pretty good. The chances looks very well. So let's see what it does. But if we look at the daily still strong, not much to worry about. 4 hour in this, 1 hour, moving averages are getting tight, 200 is creeping up. So yeah, I think definitely sometime by Tuesday, Wednesday, we might get a blast out of this correction over here. So Bitcoin still hot, baby, still the hot daddy in the markets, the big daddy in the markets. Moon River, we had like a nice breakout, but we are pulling back, and we might, let's see how, yeah, so we might be doing a SR flip retest. So we might come and retest this puppy and then bounce. So I'm not keen about how high the RSI is. This is normally the sweet spot where I like to take my trades, is down in this area over here. And so I'm not too keen, but let's see what it does. Maybe if it starts doing something like this comes back down, then I'll be keen on taking a trade up here. So Tectum, we're also coming back down. I think it's safe to say that let's clean up here a bit, that we doing this and we're doing this. So let's see, this is coming back down quite nicely. Let's see if we can come back down here, get a bounce from the 200, get like a aggressive entry down here. So I might be getting the entry on Tectum this week, so let's watch it. Let's set the trap. We've set the trap here. So this is my kill zone. So that's why I wanna strike. So let's keep that on there. Then the Honor Protocol, waiting waiting for it to come back down here to, here's my kill zone over here, waiting for the I've set the trap, now I'm just waiting patiently. So I don't like to chase. Yeah, I like to set my traps, and I like to strike when it's in my favor. That's how I get majority of my good trades. So don't ever feel the need to chase, because always what happens when you chase? Let me show you what happens when you chase. Let's stay on here. So let's quickly, where's the drawing tool? Yeah. So let's say you saw this pumping, like, oh no, I have to get in. You get in there. What happened? Didn't play out, you got out. What happened here? Oh, it's going, it's leaving me behind, so you get in. What happens? Boom. What happened here? It's breaking out. It's gonna go without me chasing. You enter the house. What happens? Boom. So don't chase, man. You're gonna wreck yourself over and over by chasing. Let's really go to some. I had some other trades that I wanted to show you guys. Let's maybe go to this. Yeah, big time looks quite interesting to me. We've broken out of this bigger correction over here, and I'm actually looking. I was looking here, but I didn't take that one. It was too high up. Now, I am thinking there's a lot of gains to be made on this one for a long swing trade, medium term swing trade. So I would like this to come back down up, and then maybe catch like an aggressive entry. By that time, these will come up, these will be closer together. Your 200 might be turning. This will come back down. That would be my dream scenario, to take like an aggressive entry here. So keep big time on your radar. And then the next one, Dementia. This one, I'm in this one currently, and always remember these triangles got a 50-50. It's a 50-50 pattern. But what I did like about it is, we had like a few bounces off this bottom correction line over here. We are above the 200. We've got some tight moving averages, so that's why I took this trade over here. So I am in this. If it doesn't play out, I'm going to take a very small loss, 4.41. So keep that one in the back of your mind. Dupe might be looks interesting for a long-term game, for a long-term hold. I might be entering that to my long-term portfolio. And yeah, that's basically it that I'm looking at. So see you guys. Trade well, my friends, and let's get it. This week is going to be another banner. I can feel it. Bye for now, guys. Cheers.